Hey there, viewers, it's Charlie. I'm back again with another Transformers review, and today's review is going to be on Legacy United Windblade. Now, this figure pretty much marks the return of Windblade after a pretty big absence. I mean, her last actual mainline figure was what? Titan's Return? And well, she's pretty much just been absent for quite a while. Like, she wasn't in the War for Cybertron trilogy. She's not been in Earthspark. And, well, I know it's a bit too early to say this, but she's not been in the Skybound comics yet. So, yeah. It's kind of weird how what was once a pretty heavily marketed character it's just been phased out almost entirely. But, well, at least we got a new Windblade figure after, like, what? 7 years, I think? So, yeah. Now, taking a look at the box. So, of course, we got the standard United packaging. So, we got a picture of Windblade in jet mode. We can see that this is actually intended to be Cyberverse Windblade. Although, let's be honest, they could have called this G1 Universe Windblade, and I don't think anyone would have batted an eye. This side, we've got her in robot mode, close above her face. Of course, we've got the mural, and she's actually the centerpiece along with Magmatron, and she's in the place where Armada Prime was in the Evolution mural. In the back, we got her in both modes, and that's pretty much it for the box. And of course, 40th anniversary, if you want to feel old. So, yeah. So, yeah, this is actually meant to be Cyberverse Windblade. I mean, of course, you can pretty much just say that this is G1 Windblade, RID Windblade. Like, she's pretty consistent throughout her appearances, so you can just say that this is a Generations Windblade now. But yeah, this is meant to be Cyberverse Windblade, according to the box. And well, considering that previous Cyberverse offering, I think this is a pretty huge step up. And well, considering what's supposed to be the next Cyberverse figure, seeing how it's going to be a redeco of a Sand figure, I don't think she's going to be usurped anytime soon. But while looking at the details, well, she looks amazing in jet mode. Of course, she's got the VTOL fans right here. And yes, these do spin, so if you want these to be facing forward, then you can. But looking at the nose cone here, of course, this looks really good. The cockpit section actually has some seats molded in. In fact, the VTOL fans are painted really well. So we got that. And the underside, if you don't want that, it's just black under there. So if you want that look, then go ahead. I've got the tail fin right there. The back, we've got these boosters or thrusters. And of course, if you want to plug in some blast effects, then there you go. But well, I would argue that these are not necessary because, well, you'll see when we get to the accessory. But the tail fins look really not nice, but you can sort of see the arms there. And if we turn this around, we can pretty much see a case of visible robot syndrome. But at least the head is encased, so... But we do have a port here if we want to plug this into a stand and have it flying, so... Props for that. Of course, we got the landing gear. And, well, trying to get this flipped out is actually kind of tricky. Like, you actually have that click in. Like, you have to actually get your fingernail in there. And yes, it does click into there, so... We've got some really nice detailing here on what's going to be the legs. And well, overall, I think that this is a really nice jet mode. I don't have like the other previous Windblade figures to compare, but for this one, I just love how this looks. And well, for the accessory, well, we got what's meant to be a sword, but we can see that it's cast in this wavy purple. Like she spilt some paint or something. And the reason for this is because the way that this stores is you actually meant to store this here. So this is meant to plug into these two bits here. And that's meant to simulate the, I guess, the trail, or like the flames can come out the thrusters. Such as what the box shows. So you can see that the box actually does show that. So this is meant to replicate that. Hence why the sword looks all wavy. It's meant to be like a flame, I guess. And honestly, I kind of like that. It's definitely more clever than just plugging it on top or something, or... Well, I just think it's kind of clever. Although it does extend the... It definitely extends the profile of the jet. But if you want to use it as a makeshift knife, then, well, go ahead. Of course, this is wavy. It's not going to stab anyone, thankfully. But hey, unintentional play feature. But if you don't want to do that, then, well... I don't know, just... I can't see another place where this can store, like, on the wing, I guess. No, these ports are a bit too small. So yeah, aside from the intended place, there's not really a good spot to it, like I said. Unless... Right. So, if you wanted to, you have to fold up the landing gear for this, but you could plug this into the flight stand if you wanted to. And hey, that's actually a pretty cool option if you wanted to do that. So, yeah, there you go. So if you still want to store the weapon, but you don't want to have a long purple poo coming out, then this is an option. So there you go. Well, just before we get to the transformation, here she is with the previous Cyberverse character in Legacy. Here's Shadow Striker. And well, yeah, let's be honest, Windblade is definitely much better, because, come on, this is a sideburn pre-tool. I know this is meant to like reference the universe Shadow Striker, but still, the only reason that this is a thing is so they can make it into sideburn later for a future wave. So, yeah. And even though I don't have, like, him in vehicle mode, here's Prowl, because, yeah, according to the leaks, this is going to be Kirby soon. Why? I don't know. I guess I should have expected that, but like, why would they give Kirby? Oh, why would they give Kirby a new mold? But still, eh. Expect my full thoughts on that figure in a few months when I review it. But yeah, this is definitely like the best Cyberverse universe figure currently, even with that currently leaked Chromia. So yeah. Now for the transformation. So to start off, we're just going to take off the sword, whether it's as a makeshift landing gear or as a wispy trail coming out the jet. Just gonna take that off. But the transformation for this is kind of unlike the other Windblades, because normally like the front bit here is just hanging off the back, but this is actually sort of unique. The way that the front transforms. So to start, we're just going to get the wings unpegged, so we can get them forward and out of the way. Untap the hands from these pegs here. Open up these bits, move them down, and then just move them up, like so. Come here, extend the legs out, and then these come around here to fill out the back. Move the tail fin around to the back, get the legs, look at the feet forward. Split the legs, move the tail fins back, rotate the waist around, and we're nearly done already. But the interesting bit comes from the nose cone. So we want to split this. So like split the entire nose cone section. If I can do that. So if we just, here we go, split that with my thumbnail. Just flay that open. Move that to the back. Try and get this plugged in like so, because there's a port in the cockpit that plugs into the back here. These accordion in, and then close back up, and then the tip just flips up. Shoulders tilt upwards, and then the wings just tilt upwards as well. And they are meant to tab in, because you can see that little hole section here. If you can see that, there we go. So they are meant to tab in. If we can actually do that. There we go. And I don't believe the instructions say to do this, because the box just shows the black, but I prefer to do this because it adds a bit more color. So this is optional, but you can spin the turbines around, and that creates a bit more color. So yeah. And here we have Windblade in robot mode. And that's definitely an interesting transformation, because I believe with the other Windblades, the way that this transforms, it basically just goes around to the back, but with this, it splits open. And plus, with other Windblades, it's just like this, where that's just hanging out like so, but they engineered it so the tip can flip up as well, so it's less intrusive of a backpack. So yeah. Although speaking of intrusive, we'll get there, because these feet seem to not want to cooperate. And these wings as well. Well, looking at the head sculpt, now that is definitely Windblade's head sculpt. It's got her face paint. It's got the lipstick. It's even got the, I guess, thing on the head. I don't know what you call that, but this is actually packed separately, so I guess this could count as an accessory if I can get this removed. There we go. But she's packaged like this, and this is a separate accessory. And they actually say in the instructions that she can hold this, which, honestly, this just reminds me of Proud Shurikens, where she has to hold it in a certain way. And it's kind of tricky. Like, I'm worried I'm gonna bend the thumbs like a G.I. Joe figure whenever I do this. Like, but well, she can hold this like a little fan if you want, but then she's left without the head crest, so I guess that's an option, but let's be honest, I don't think many people are going to display her like this. However, of course, we do have the sword, or a purple. Yeah, I'm not gonna go there. But it's kind of just plug in like so. I guess like you can just slash it at people with purple energon, I guess. Wasn't that the Decepticons thing in year 1? Because I'm getting flashbacks to Kickback's raw energon blades. Like, I don't know if they're trying to bring back energon weapons or something, but it seems to be having a resurgence, like with this sword, Chase's claw. I guess you can say Prime's axe. Yeah, it's probably just me. But she can't hold this. I don't know if she can hold it with 2 hands, so she can like pull off a he. Yep, she can actually hold this with 2 hands if you want, so she can pull off a He-Man if you want. So if you want to display her like this, then there you go. And of course, she doesn't really come with any guns, so not really any blast effects to go anywhere. Although, of course, there's some on the thrusters on the heels, so we can still plug some in here. So, yeah. Now, this figure does look really nice, and I do love this, but it's not about some flaws, like mainly the legs. Like, of course, she's got the typical female Transformer feet. Like, they're designed to look like a high heels, so she doesn't really balance that well at times. Like, as you can see, if you accidentally like knock her at the tail fins here, yeah. It's probably because like the I'm not sure if it's because the wings knock her off balance as well, but it can be annoying. Plus, the pivots seem to be a bit loose as well. Like, not shaken, they move about loose, but easy to move loose. So, yeah. So just keep that in mind while posing. Okay. Now, here she is with Shadow Striker. And honestly, again, major upgrade. Because, again, this is just Sideburn. And once again, standing issues. Okay, there we go. But yeah, this is just Sideburn. It's a pre-tool. And well, here she is with what's going to be Chromia. Of course, this is animated Prowl, but this mod's going to be used for Cyberverse Chromia. And honestly, kind of disappointed because I'm not a big fan of this Prowl mold, but so we can sort of get an idea of what all three Cyberverse universe figures are going to look like together. So, yeah. Now, for the articulation, so if we just take the sword off, well, the head's on a ball joint, so she can look up really far. She can look around. The shoulders can move. She can T-pose. Of course, elbows, bicep rotation. I'm pretty sure the wrists can move. Yes, they can. The wings can flap if you want to get them in a different orientation. Waist can swivel. She can kick forward, kick back. She's got a knee joint. Swivel. She can do the splits. Pivot there. And the feet can move. Although the pivot can move way too easily. And that actually leads us to the complaints. With that being the first one, because I've had a couple times where she just falls over because the pivot is a bit too loose. Like, I try to stand her. Well, I try to stand her. I don't notice that the pivot's moved a little bit. And, well, she just falls over. And that can be a bit annoying. I also find that, like, there is meant to be a little tab, or it's literally just like a hole in a little dot thing for the wings to go into. But that doesn't do a good job of securing the wings, because, see, already untabbed. So the wings will be flopping about quite a bit. Also, this whole apparatus is literally just in this kind of joint, so you might find that it just comes off when you're trying to transform her. And I have experienced that before, so just be wary. Also, keep in mind, I did say that the the headrest section, or, well, I don't know, this crown section, I don't know what you call that, but it's packed separately in the little tissue paper with the sword, so be careful that you don't accidentally throw it away. So, yeah. But, well, that's pretty much all my complaints. So, do I recommend her? I'm gonna say, if you've never had a Windblade before, in fact, even if you currently have a Windblade, I'm gonna say absolutely, because I think that this Windblade is actually amazing. I've never had the other Windblades, but I think this one is probably one of the best because the backpack folds up real nice. She fits with the other current like truck style figures from Siege onwards. She just looks really nice, and it just feels nice to have Windblade come back finally. So yeah. So this has been my review on a Legacy United Windblade, and this is Charlie Young signing off.